Hi, I'm Alice Cook. Welcome to Creations from the Heart. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and what I do. Cakes are my passion, and when you choose a career that you're passionate about, you never really work a day in your life. That's how it is for me. I couldn't have a better job. There's so much pleasure in creating edible memories that your customers will talk about for years. My interest was born when my children were young. I can't really tell you how long ago that was because ladies don't really tell their age. We worked pretty hard to keep it from showing. I took 3 basic wilting classes so that I could make special cakes for their birthdays. Little did I know this would lead to a desire to make this my career. But back then it wasn't meant to be. Adverse circumstances put that dream on hold. Then in 2004, that fire was lit again and I turned it up on high, took the plunge, and opened my business without the benefit of formal training. What was I thinking? I remember saying to myself that this was probably the biggest risk ever. But the orders started rolling in, first for birthday cakes and anniversary cakes. Then it grew to wedding cakes, and finally specialized theme cakes. My number one strength is working well under pressure. This tends to bring out my creativity and tenacity. I've combined my adventurous nature with my never-ending desire to learn. Classes have taken me so far to Las Vegas, Charlotte, Atlantic City, New York, and pretty soon to Raleigh, North Carolina. I've studied under some of the greatest sugar artists, like the maestro Ron Ben Israel, who taught me sugar flowers. I've also learned from Bronwyn Weber. She taught me sculpting. I've learned sculpting and airbrushing from Roland and Marcia Winbeckler, and advanced fondant techniques from Julie Bayshore. I've also learned some sugar art techniques from Marianne Moy Hochstetler. Those classes were simply amazing. It must have paid off because we recently had some of my photos published in several issues of Wedding Cakes, a Design Source. When classes are over, I like to experience new adventures like flying into the Grand Canyon in a helicopter and racing around Charlotte Motor Speedway at about 180 miles an hour in a Winston Cup. A Winston Cup car. I'm also passionate about my faith and music. I've played the piano for my church band for about 7 years now, and I love to travel to hear my favorite singers in concert. We just got back from New York where we heard Andrea Bocelli. That was awesome. I've discovered that I have a competitive streak. I try to trump myself by making every cake better than the last one I did. I also love participating in bridal shows because potential customers can compare us to other vendors right there. Healthy competition builds character and skills. My personal motivation to be on Food Network Challenge is to realize a dream. I've watched and even filled my DVR with the challenges, secretly wishing I was there. It would be an unbelievable opportunity for me and my business. Right now I work alone. And with all the growth in my business, my studio seems to just be closing in around me. I desperately need change. It's time for me to put on my contractor's cap and build a bigger studio, and then maybe hire some people to help me create even more cakes. A $10,000 win in a Food Network Challenge would facilitate purchases of new, much-needed equipment. And not to mention, it's on my bucket list. Thanks for your consideration, and I hope to meet you soon. Faith in music. I've played the piano in my church band for 7 years now, and I love to travel to hear my favorite singers in concert. I've discovered through my career that I'm quite competitive. I try to trump myself by making every cake better than the last one. I also love participating in bridal shows because potential customers